Global Nutcracker Podcast.
Good morning, beautiful people at the Web Summit, and thank you for being here, Ivan. We are here at the Global Nutcracker Podcast with native teams to see a little bit how we can help teams scale globally. You will be the first guest of today, and I'm very happy to having you here. Thank you, Ivan. And I will let you introduce yourself very quickly, you and your company.
Okay, thank you very much, Kerdy, and hello, native teams and global go global going nuts. That's really like a tongue twister. My name is Ivan. I'm the CEO of Markster. We build revenue systems for businesses and startups. And effectively, I'm here because I have done every single mistake that I can before meeting people like you. And I thought that maybe it would be interesting to talk about it. The spoiler alert: fragmentation is attack. That's all I have to say.
Fantastic. Glad to hear that. Well, look, we'll be here discussing a little bit about what is the most difficult things to do when you are scaling globally. What are the biggest challenges? What's that toughest nut to crack, so to say? Pun intended on this one. So, when it comes to this one, what has been for you and your company the biggest difficulty when trying to scale globally?
Oh my gosh. I had my first business when I was 8 years old. I was selling bootleg software out of my PC, and we had a printer, I had a rate card. I was the craziest 8-year-old in Europe, And since then, I have managed to exit from 6 companies properly, and I filled in more. And I think as humans, we have the tendency of when you get more busy, you have more work. Let's hire people. Let's put bodies on the problem. And if you do that without any kind of preparation, that's going to cause much more headaches than it's worth. So I think that very succinctly, systems before hiring. And this is what I have learned, that this is the number one thing that people need to think about, because right now, AI, automation, internet, global citizenships, and etc. It's so easy to build a global company. Maintaining it, being compliant, making sure everybody's paid and you're not losing their pants off, that's a different thing.
Yeah, 100%. I will align with you on this one. Now, you mentioned something, creating it's easy, but then maintaining it becomes difficult, right? So I would walk through for all of the founders that are listening to us, to the biggest challenges that you personally have encountered when it comes to scaling teams globally, whether they were the finding of talent, whether they were navigating taxation, whether it's like just knowing where to hire and navigating maybe the cross-cultural geographies of the world. But let us stop to what has been the most difficult thing for you, because probably for every company and every founder, there's different issues that are the biggest.
Definitely. But when I was able to grow very big, that was because I found the right people. So over the years, like in 15 years, I have decided that, no matter where they are, if you are on the best in the world, I want to have you on my team. And this was my go-getting philosophy. I was born in Budapest in Hungary, a little Eastern European country. And then I was moving around, Canada, US. I was doing business all over the place. And I thought, yeah, I have a bank account, they pay in, it's okay. I pay out, and it's also okay. And, the biggest slab that I had, the first big slab, was $47,000 that I had to spend, because I had a US entity. I was, operating from that. I had a German client who wanted a European one, so I set up in Estonia. I was managing it from Budapest. So I was taxed in US, I was taxed in Estonia, and I was established permanent residency in Hungary back again. So I was taxed there as well. So I paid for the same thing 3 times, and then I had to, be compliant. I had to, governments and state agencies really love to get their money, and called taxes, and so just doing that, just because you can do it, money can flow through very easily. You can produce papers. It doesn't mean that you will be compliant. It doesn't mean that it will get accepted. And if you are the founder and CEO, that means that it's your neck on the line, possibly jail time. So I don't like jail. I like to be in such places with beautiful people like you. So that was the biggest one, that, hey, you need to think about, where are your people, where are your customers, and you need to build a system around that. You cannot go 6 continents on the planet and then just, hope for the best.
Yeah, I align, and this is something that a lot of founders who are recently scaling come to us with a request or something that they want to understand, is like how they can make sure that they pay as little tax as possible because of course that's a concern, while being super compliant because nobody wants to break the law, right? And for this is why we're in the market actually as a company and also our competitors to facilitate this throughout the way. But in your case, I want to understand more on how it went after. So you had this big problem, how it went through. Do you go through an ER provider? Did you solve it yourself? Did you get a consultant? Like how did it work for you? How did you, you know, then this was the difficulty that you had. Now how you solved this problem?
Lots of nights not slept. I guess this is the right answer. Like I would like to keep it classy, so I will not name names. But I just, we got, we are VC backed by 500 Global, so we got perks through that, and we have the one of the main players in the field. We were using them, and then we were saying that hey, we have this issue because, for example, in Poland we had a developer that established a permanent residence risk. They said, that's out of scope. Sorry. If you want us to solve it, we can for 15K. And I'm like, hell no. And I realized that it was even more than that. So then I was messaging my investor. I was, posting in the groups. I was posting in the mastermind. And the reason why I'm here, like with you, because there are people who actually give a damn, and who've been there, done that, and they actually pick up the phone when something goes shit. I wish I found people like you before, because that was the biggest time to find the people who actually know their shit and not just advising, but actually doing things. Because it's very easy to give advice, but like, okay, how to do, what form to fill, how to negotiate that, what to pay, what steps to take, and of course you still have everything else. Like you have the product or the service, you have the customers, you have the team, you have the everything. So it's just one thing out of the time. Like we at Markster as a principle, we don't have an HR department. Like we don't believe in that. We have people operations team because we still have to do things. But like, I want to be hands-on to make sure that my people are taken care of. And, I have learned to value systems. Well, I'm a systems guy, but I have also learned to value reliable partners. And that's why, once I found someone, I'm not letting them go, because I think that's the most difficult thing there is, especially on your long run. Like I've been building businesses for 15 years. Like I still have relationships for 12 years ago that I can just call up and then they will still help. And I believe that organizations like yours are the perfect epitome of that. So, because advisors come and go, and like in startup world, especially all these mentors, and you can pay them, you can give that to them. That's not. It's so ridiculous. Like, and then you get the resume, and they haven't done jack shit. Like, it's that's their business model that I'm a mentor for hire and talking about. And now I can do that with ChatGPT. Why would I need you? So it's like people actually knowing their stuff.
People knowing their stuff and delivering and going also the extra mile, potentially to help, especially young organizations, to grow. Truth to be told, we have this approach. Our North Star is being the partner for your global growth. In a sense, like whether you're a small company, whether you're a mid-level company, or an enterprise, we have extra things to give to you, and we want to be with you through your growth journey. Because right now everyone is trying to go global. I mean, the world is set up in a way that it's easier to go global than what it was before. Now, I'll stop on a couple of things, and also I want to understand what your team is. The team size, where your people are located. So I can also understand how you have spread up the team, because there are multiple factors rather than compliance only. And I'll also ask you something technical about that side of things. But how many people do you have? Where are they located at the moment?
Gotcha. So on the core team, we have my co-founder Attila from Denmark, and also I have two full-time people, one in Budapest and one in London. So that's the core team, and then we have a bunch of contractors. So
where are the contractors located?
We have contractors in North America, in South America. We have Europe, in Africa, and I think we have one guy still in Southeast Asia.
So basically, you're global in the right sense of the thing, of the naming of the word global. You're global because you have people all over the world in every continent. And how do you manage them in terms of communication? A lot of founders struggle with this one. How do you communicate? How do you make sure that they're aligned in the purposes of the company?
Gotcha. Well, maybe I got lucky because in my previous life, I was leading growth as chief growth officer at Helmes, which is a 1,500 people software house, building Estonia, 20 offices on 5 continents. So I saw things on how to do, and I believe culture is the answer here. Because I don't micromanage. I hate meetings. Like meeting like you, that's fantastic. But like to hear that what you did and how you did, hell no. So we do everything async. We have one get together a week. That's it. And otherwise, everybody does when they do and how they do. Because I believe that if like why would you hire people that you don't trust? We spend a hell of a lot of time on making sure that we pick the right people. And once we pick them, then we empower them, and I lend them trust. Like I just hired a new guy, and I told him, let's imagine that we have been working together for 2 years now. How would you do differently? Because you are asking me questions, you're stopping for things that you know better than I do. So why are you asking?
You trust them to be the experts that they are, and I really love that about management, because to the end of the day, when you hire a person, you hire them to know more than you about the specific topic you've hired them, and that's why micromanagement is always the worst. I 100% align with you on this one. Now we'll get into the rapid fire question session, and these are tailored made to be answered quickly. So in 3 words, the key to scaling successfully. 3 words.
Systems before hiring.
Systems before hiring. Perfect. Weirdest compliance rule you've ever seen?
Double treaty taxations and then requiring VAT signatures for digital contract.
Okay, perfect.
Hungary.
Perfect.
In case you're wondering.
If time and money weren't an issue, which country would you expand to next?
I guess Spain, because going to Tenerife, an office and vacations. I think that's why we don't have enough money yet. Like I need some big daddy investor, and then we would open up an office in Tenerife.
Well, Native Teams does cover Spain as well. So with us as your UI provider, potentially you can scale very conveniently over there as well. Ivan, it was a pleasure for me having you here. Very much looking forward to see Markster's growth into the future, and to having you as our guest.
Scardia and Native Teams, it was a pleasure.
Have a nice one.
Bye
Ciao.
bye.
Go global, not nuts.